Hi, this is Jennifer Miner. Welcome to my card today that I'm calling Follow Your Own Star. Some of the techniques I'll be using today are creating a galaxy background, faux silver, die cuts, and heat embossing. And you can see today's card has kind of an out of this world feel. So I'm starting with my quarter sheet of white cardstock and just applying a block of color kind of around my card. I'm starting with the mustard seed, and then I'm going to work into the peacock feathers. And just kind of putting areas of color. And this is Seedless preserves. And then next I'm going to also work with the dusty Concord. That I kind of keep to the edges of the purple, but I just wanted a little more depth of the color. So you can see I'm not blending these too heavily, just right around the edges, because I want the colors to kind of retain kind of their general area. And there you can see that's the dusty Concord around the edges. And then once I've got this first layer down, you can see it's a little blotchy. So I kind of come back through, starting with my lighter shades and then just working those in, working the blends, intensifying the color. And then so started again with that mustard seed, and then in the peacock feathers, and just blending the edges and intensifying and smoothing the color. So back to my purples. And a lot of times for this technique, I would actually use a lot of black, kind of just to intensify and make it look more like a galaxy type of a look. But I really just, I in fact was able to stop myself this time and really liked the way this looked. So once I've got the color as I want it, I'm just going to take some water, throw it right on my card, and that'll react with the distress ink. And then I pull that up with a paper towel pretty quick because I just want it fairly subtle. And then I'm going to do basically the same thing with white watercolor. So just using a brush this time, pick up a fair bit of watercolor, flick it right on, and then that's going to give the little white spots. So next I'm moving into working with my silhouette cut dies, and this is a horse head. So I'm going to apply this distress stain in brushed pewter directly to my paper, and then to smooth out that application and make it look a little more like faux silver, I'm just giving that a spritz with the Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist. Set that aside to dry, and then I'm taking my bubble shape. Again, this is something I created in Silhouette, just applying the Versamark, this time Dazzle, and just clear embossing powder. And then I'm heat setting this with my heat gun. Now I'm using this little tile here to absorb some of the heat. I do have a protective mat over my desk. However, if it gets too hot, it actually will warp. So the little tile helps absorb some of the heat. And so once I've got that as I want it, I went ahead and glued that to my card. Then I'm just using score tape this time to apply my horse silhouette right over those bubbles. I wanted something not super thick, but that score tape has a great cling to it. So I've got the horse there, and then next I'm going to work on coloring my little heart that went in the corner. So just using Seedless preserves, and then around the edges another just a little kind of a touch, a little hint of darker color with the dusty Concord. This is again another shape I cut with my silhouette. You could certainly use a punch or steel ruled die or whatever you have around, but I happen to cut this with my silhouette. And there you can see kind of the intensity around the edges with the dusty Concord. So I went ahead and glued that. I used my Scotch adhesive right onto my horse. And then at this point, I'm going to use my Misty. I'm giving you a wide shot so you can kind of see how this works. Normally I wouldn't stamp after gluing, but in this case I did. So you can see there, my first impression wasn't exactly perfect. So the Misty allows me to re-ink that and stamp it directly in the same place. And then I'm going to go ahead and emboss that with the detail embossing powder. This is from Ranger. And again, normally I wouldn't do this after I assembled the card, but I kind of was a work in progress for this card, so that's just how it happened. And then next, I am just going to add a couple little stars. And on this one, I'm just showing you the big one. Again, stamping it with the Memento Tuxedo Black, and then embossing it with the Detail Black powder. And then I ended up actually making 12 of these cards. These are for a fundraiser. I'm donating these. And so you can see all of the different cards there and just kind of how everything turned out similar, but a little bit different. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed this quick and simple card, and I hope you have a wonderful day.